Good afternoon. How are you, B?
Doing good, Barry. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. We're just here at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna look over here, and we are going to wait for the man of the hour. Here he is, and we are going to be all set in just a moment.
Mr. Steele.
Let's make sure you're unmuted. There he is.
What's up, Dave?
How are you, Dave? Oh, not there yet. Hold on.
Oh, hang on.
There
we go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear it. Yeah, absolutely. In fact, we're just going to do something. We're going to make a last minute change here. Just like that. Perfect. Okay. This way we can, oh, nope. We'll keep it like that. Okay. We're just so we can see you and focus on the camera as well. So, how are you?
And I'd just like to say welcome to my new kind of, this is now Poetry Corner. I have an armchair in the corner of the room and my new ring light and stand. So we got kind of a decent view and everything. So yes, all set and ready for a good hour of chat and poetry and tea and poetry. As this is called, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of new faces tonight, I think.
Excellent. I hope so. First of all, cheers to you. I'm going to have a little water here.
Hold on.
Oh,
do you have any tea over there? Or do you have anything?
I have a cold lemonade.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dave.
Cheers.
Good to see you. I like the new setup, and yeah, it looks great. It looks great. I want to welcome everyone. Hope everyone is staying healthy. Hope everyone is still wearing their masks when they go out and they social distance. It's still, I would say it's still pretty crazy times out there.
Certainly crazy here.
Yeah, a lot of restrictions, and but we're moving on, cautiously optimistic, and
it's a good thing we have our group here.
It is.
Absolutely.
It is.
Something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Well said then.
We missed you last week, of course. Hope everything went well.
Yep.
And hope you had a good time. Of course, everyone is entitled to a little bit of downtime. They've had some family commitments. So, yeah, it's good to have you back. And I want to just go over a couple things quickly so everyone's on the same page. There are pretty much 3 ways to get our attention. You can raise your hand. Now, when you click on that raise your hand button, yep, raise your hand. Ben and I are raising our hands. I will be notified. And when you raise your hand, that means that I'm going to bring you into this conversation together with myself, B Fox, and Dave Steele. Now, you have the choice to just do audio or audio and video. Whatever you're comfortable with, we're good with. Of course, we'd love to see you as well. On top of that, you can send us a message via the Q&A, or you can just post something in the chat. So there's 3 simple ways how we can communicate, and I will be, when I go over here, I am paying attention. I am going to just check the messages and to see what's going on. And Cynthia, we missed you as well. It's good to have you on tonight, and or this afternoon, or for you this evening. And yeah, it's good stuff. So tell me what's going on in your world. You sent me, by the way, you sent me a video.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that video public yet?
No.
Okay.
But I do kind of want to talk about it tonight a little bit, because there's something I kind of I had this moment, but we'll get to it in a minute, because I want to talk about something else first. So my week at the moment, real kind of mixed bag actually, because my daughter's been down, as you guys know. You spoke to her over the last week or so. Ellie's been down for a couple of weeks, and she's gone back to Scotland today. My wife drove. The amazing superhero she is, she drove 3.5 hours each way to take her home today, and the house is all kind of quiet now. to a certain degree because we've still got 3 kids in the house and a guide dog. Yeah, so loads of family time this week. We finished it off last night. Went to the beach again. B Fox, I'm sure you're glad to know that. We had a lovely kind of evening at the beach. We went at about, I think it was about 7 o'clock, and we were waiting to kind of watch the sun go down. Ellie built, there was a big kind of, when we got to the beach, there was a big mound, a hill of sand that someone had kind of made. So Ellie made chairs for us, dug chairs out in the sand, kind of with a raised back, and we all sat ready to watch the sun down. And Christopher, my guide dog, was running around, and it wasn't hot or anything yesterday. It was quite cloudy and a little bit windy and cold, but it was just lovely, kind of sat on the beach, which is a special place for us, just kind of finishing off our holiday time, because this is the time every year where my daughter comes down for 2 weeks and we're all together, which is a very rare occasion for us as a family. But it was lovely. Ellie goes back to school in about a week's time in Scotland. They start earlier. Our kids here are off.
It seems like you guys never stop school here in the U.S.
I know.
The kids haven't been in school since March. And, you guys, still keep going, and you're going back.
Yeah, it's the same. Well, our kids go back in the beginning of September, and my wife Amy, who works at a school, she goes back to school to work at school in September as well. But on the flip side of things, we're talking about kind of masks and everything. We, as Manchester, the city I live in here in the UK, we've now had a spike of cases in the northwest of England, and we've been put into kind of a lockdown again. So they've put restrictions on us. They've put back on the kind of mixing of families and who we're allowed to see and who we're not allowed to see, and what areas we're allowed to go to as well. In fact, Scotland, where my daughter lives, Nicola Sturgeon, who is the First Minister for Scotland, was on TV when the announcement was made last week for Greater Manchester and the northwest about going into lockdown, and they pretty much said that we are not allowed to visit Scotland unless it's exceptional circumstances, which taking my daughter back is qualified for. But other than that, we're not allowed to go and visit other places.
Yeah, it's we've actually had a few meetings cancel, actually.
Yeah.
Or reschedule for next week. We had a lot going on, and there's some restrictions in place right now. It's
it's kind of a bit of a dance at the moment. It's all kind of a bit back and forward, isn't it? It's 1 step forward, 2 steps back. We're kind of, and I think that's how the world is going to be for the foreseeable, and up until hopefully next year, touch wood, that they have some kind of treatment or something in place.
Yeah.
But I think we're all kind of getting to grips with this kind of uncertainty of not knowing how things are going to play out from month to month or week to week. And going back to when we first started these calls, for people like us, Ben, and everyone else that's out there that's living with low vision, this is kind of familiar to us, that constant adjusting to different scenarios and different different ways we see and how our lives are. And so it's something we're a little bit familiar with. So I think that kind of brings us a little bit of comfort that we can we've got the tools to maybe deal with this better than some people out there.
Right. Gives us an opportunity to not only show some of the skills and resiliencies that we have as a group, but to mentor others as well. I know that my brothers and my sister and my mom especially, they asked me like how did you deal?
You have a sister you haven't told me about?
Oh, I've got a sister. Oh yeah, her name's Jessica.
Hi,
Jessica. Yep.
Jessica
Fox.
Jessica Fox.
Utah.
Oh my God.
What a great name that is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
That's yeah.
Younger, older?
Isn't there a Jessica Fox from Roger Rabbit? I don't know.
Younger or
No,
older?
just Jessica Rabbit, isn't it? But it's
Jessica,
like Jessica Fox is even
Jessica
better.
older or younger?
She's younger.
Younger. Wow.
Yep. So
When is she coming out here?
I've got James Fox, Jonathan Fox, and Jessica Fox.
Wow.
Like, you know what?
Wow.
Probably come out and help us out with some videos, some movies.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I look forward to meeting the rest of the Fox family.
John Fox is here right now.
John
He's been
Fox
driving
Is
is
John there?
out.
Hi, John. Hi, John. All the
Well,
way
he's
from the
actually not
UK.
here, but
Uh-huh.
he's in Baltimore.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, he might be watching.
Oh, yeah.
He might be
I
watching.
imagine he is. He's a fan.
He is a fan.
So something I wanted to touch on this evening, and we'll kind of get to this as the conversations go on and people get kind of interactive, because like always, I want this to be interactive tonight. So I can kind of mention it. It's funny, actually. Me and Ben were talking last night. We were talking about how we want to create some new content for my website. And we're talking about having people like some of the ones that are out there watching today doing testimonials about how the poetry that I write has helped them, and kind of get them to speak about it, which hopefully some of the people out there are going to be getting involved with. And then Ben suggested, is there someone out there that could film me in great lighting, professionally, with a professional camera, talking about what I do and kind of, explaining to everyone. And lo and behold, the way these things go, I recorded a thing for a charity, which hopefully some of you will be familiar with out there, that I'm an ambassador for here in the UK, called Henshaws. And Henshaws are based in the Northwest. They are a charity that is one of the oldest charities in the UK. They've been going over 180 years now. And they support people with low vision and a whole range of other disabilities as well. Because a lot of people with low vision have secondary disabilities, especially here in the UK. And they have a college in Harrogate where they support a lot of young teenagers and young adults. And I actually I think I spoke about it last week, I did a poetry workshop for them. And when I came back from America the last time I was there, which was in January, when I was out seeing Ben and we were at the Unblinded event, the day after I got back, they asked me to come into the office and film for a series of videos and short films I've been making called Insights.
Right.
And Insights is about taking lots of people's stories who live with low vision, and I want to emphasize that live part. And they released the first video, I think, at the beginning of the year, of a wonderful lady that I know who lost her sight very, very quickly, and telling her story. And then they were supposed to release a second video a few weeks later, but with lockdown and everything that's been going on, it's kind of fell by the wayside. And I'd completely forgotten about that I'd filmed this. So as I kind of go back, Ben had asked me yesterday about this, have you got someone that could film a video in, professional setting with great lighting and quality sound and everything else? And lo and behold, I get an email today from Henshaws saying, we've got this rough draft of this video for Insights. We're going to put it out in 2 weeks. Have a watch of it and see what you think. And I watched it, and no word of a lie, I think it's the best thing that I've ever been filmed with. It just says everything that I'm about perfectly. And it's done brilliantly. It's about 20 minutes long. I shared the video with Ben. I shared it with Barry, as I'd always share, all of my kind of stuff with them first. And there was something on there that really made me click with something that I'd never thought of before. And I actually spoke to Amy about it.
And it's something that you probably said.
It was something that I said, but something that I'd never realised. And I spoke to Amy about it straight afterwards when I showed her the video. And she was like, oh my God, I've never thought of that as well. Now, as you guys know, anyone that knows me, I've got quite a few tattoos. Yep, all up my arm and everything else. I have the Blind Poet, which is there. Homer, who wrote the Odyssey and the Iliad. I've got my first tattoo ever was on this arm here. It's upside down now. Hang on a second. There, which is my daughter's name.
So just as we explain, we're talking about your left arm.
Yeah. So my left arm there. There's a heart-shaped tattoo, which is made of two bass clefs, musical notes, which obviously talks about my musical side, and then it says Ellie. It says Ellie at the top. And that was the first ever tattoo I had. I never wanted a tattoo in my life until my children were born. And because I always thought that tattoos and not something to be done on a whim. It's got to be something that means a lot to you. That's my personal choice. So I had Ellie tattooed, and then when Austin was born, my son, I had a tattoo for him, which I'm going to get to in a minute because I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. And then when I started to lose my sight, I then started to get a few tattoos that basically talked about my poetry and my journey and everything else. So we have the Blind Poet. We have some poetry on my arm from Shift This Cloud, which I read last week, which says, "My son be proud, will shift this cloud and dance in heavy rain. I'll show you all that's possible, strong heart and long white cane," which Ben's got right there. I've got some clocks which fade on my arm, on the back of my forearm, and it fades from 45 or quarter to, as I say, to 10-2 to 5-2, and that's to basically symbolise the degrees of vision that I've lost. So I'm at about 3 degrees now, and I've got various tattoos. But the tattoo for Austin, and this is where it relates to this video today. I was talking about how people use my poetry. And as I said with Ben, I put out a post the other day asking people who may be interested on doing some kind of testimonial for my website about what they feel on the poetry and how it affects them. And everyone kind of says the same thing. It's all, it's like you read my thoughts, you make me feel like I'm not alone anymore, you speak the words that I've always wanted to say, I'm able to use your words to talk to my family and describe to my loved ones how I've always felt about my journey with low vision or blindness. And when I on that video, on that Insights video, which I can't wait for you all to see, I said something, I can't remember exactly what I said now, and it made me think of this tattoo that I've got for Austin. Now, this is not blindness related, the tattoo. It wasn't when I got it done, but it kind of is now. It's a song lyric from a singer by the name of Babyface, who's an R&B singer who wrote for Stevie Wonder, Boyz II Men, Mariah Carey, Toni Braxton, all these amazing people. Eric Clapton.
A-list celebrities.
Absolutely. And he wrote a song called "The Day You Gave Me a Son," and he wrote it for his wife. And one of the lyrics in that song, which is what I have tattoos on my arm, it says, "It's like a song I've never heard, I've never sung, but know the words." I want you to think about that for a second. It's like a song I've never heard, I've never sung, but know the words. And to me, when I had that tattooed, that was describing how I felt about being a dad. Because when you're about to become a father, you're all panicky and nervous about how you're going to feel and how you're going to be able to do it, and everything else. And then when you become a father, it's almost like it just clicks into place, and it's like a song I've never heard, I've never sung, but I know the words. But also, what dawned on me today was that is also the way people feel about my poetry, from what they tell me. Because it's like a song I've never heard, I've never sung, but know the words. It's like, my poems are like a song they never sung,
right?
They never heard, but they know the words because they can, it's like I'm speaking words that they've never even imagined. And that just really clicked with me, how I've all of a sudden I've got this tattoo. You get me, Ben?
Yeah.
I've got this tattoo on my arm that was for my son, but it was like, actually, it also relates to my poetry as well. And that was like such a moment. But I can't actually wait to see, for everyone to see this, because it really is, it just nails it on the head. And I hope so many people share it, because it breaks down the misconceptions. It does everything that I try to do with my poetry, and support people and break down these misconceptions and just kind of change things. So yeah, it was a real moment today. And I've selected some.
The video looks amazing.
Yeah,
I can't wait to share it with everyone. And congratulations! It's another wonderful achievement, another film in the can, as they say, right?
Absolutely.
And hey, I think I know some place where it might be nominated for something.
Cheers.
Yeah. I would like to. I'd like to share something with you now. Cheers. I'll cheers you as well.
I just asked Ben one second. Is this light in front of us too bright?
It's a little bit bright, but that's all right.
Hold on one second, guys, because the light is bright. I gotta tone it down. Is that better?
That's better, yeah.
Okay.
So, as I always do with these things,
Sorry
I
about
always
that.
try to kind of open with a poem before we get interactive. And I want to kind of get everyone's thoughts on this and see what I'm going to say. And I've hand selected a few for tonight, and we'll see what you think of this one. I can do amazing things, although I'm not that strong. This cane I hold don't mean I'm bold. Sometimes feel like I don't belong. But although there's many reasons why I struggle to succeed, these poems keep me focused onto every page I bleed. For I know that my sight won't be around in days. For I know that my sight won't be around in days still yet to come. But I know I have more vision in my heart and mind than some. So if you feel like quitting or you're sitting there alone while searching for a reason to step outside your home, please know that you have made it here to where you are today by facing every challenge that this life has thrown your way. Not all you'll win. What's been has been. These scars you'll wear with pride. For nothing, not your blindness, can take what you have inside.
What resonates with me in that piece is that you've made it here through the challenges, right? Was that
Absolutely, and
words? And everyone's faced with different challenges, and we're at that point. And this young man next to me here, we had a challenge just a couple weeks ago with Ben's house not being ready. It was a challenge, and we were at that point. We pushed forward, and Ben pushed forward, and thank God now he's settled into his house, beautiful new mattress, and
shelf looks great.
Yeah, and so to me that's something that should really resonate with everyone and everything that we go through on a daily basis.
I think when we kind of have those moments of self-doubt and struggle, we kind of think, we have those moments where we go, oh, I don't know if I can do this. We all have them, no matter what our challenges. And I think if we all kind of take that moment to pause and take a step back and go, well, actually, look at all the challenges we've already faced and we got through, we found a way. Even those that we haven't succeeded in the way that we thought we would, we still somehow managed to make things work.
Correct.
And all of us, have that no matter where we are in life. So even like the stuff that goes wrong, I think we can all, if we all think about it really, we can all go, actually, when we look back at all the horrible things that have happened to us in our past and all the, the trauma that we've been through, which everyone's been through bad times. If I look back on my life and I go, okay, I would, if I had a chance to live it all again, I would go through all of that and do it exactly the same way to get to where I am now. Because without those lessons and without those challenges of the past, I wouldn't be where I am. I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I think that's something we can all kind of,
I also believe that being faced with challenges and tackling them, head on, makes us better individuals. As individuals here, we're faced with challenges, we pull through, and when we're on that other side of the challenge, we've made ourselves better. You make yourself a better person.
I certainly find that the people that I meet in life, it's those with the most scars that have the biggest hearts. And I seem to be I've got a real affinity to people who have been through, some kind of suffering in their lives and have found the way to survive because it's something I really relate to.
It's again, everyone has their challenges. And I think we've talked about the story in the past. Everyone bundle up, put all of your issues in a suitcase, go to your local train station, put that suitcase down, and then say, you know what, I want to live the life of this person. You pick up that suitcase. You're in the car on the way home. You open up the suitcase. You're expecting who knows what, gold, money flowing out, the whole 9 yards. And you open up that suitcase, and you're like, back to the train station. I want to deal with what I have.
Absolutely.
And, it's really, everyone faces challenges on so many different levels.
So who's out there this evening? Who wants to say hi? And
So we do have a couple comments. Constance out there is watching. Wanted to say hello to everyone. You're very welcome for the invite. I'm not sure where it came from, but you're very welcome. We cannot see you unless we bring you in. Unless you raise your hand and you want to be seen, then we will see you. Otherwise, we cannot see you. Diane has a comment out there as well. We'll let Diane share her personal comments when we bring her in later.
Okay.
And Philip is out there as well, and we're happy to have you back. We have a gentleman up from Rhode Island on tonight by the name of Derek. How are you, Derek? A lot of familiar faces out there, a lot of new faces as well. So
can I just share something with you? Actually, it's funny. Actually, this is completely off topic, but I need to do this now. So I'm sure in America you guys know what a dad joke is.
Yes, most certainly.
A dad joke?
A dad joke, yeah. So we myself and my family, we were talking. We were on the beach last night, and a couple of nights ago we were going over dad jokes. So jokes that are like funny, but they make you cringe. And I heard the best dad joke that I've ever heard. In fact, it was my daughter Ellie was going through them, and she gave me this one, and I think it's just amazing. And it's basically I'm trying to remember it now. What did the drummer call his 2 daughters?
Let me.
What did the drummer call his 2 daughters?
What did the drummer? I don't know.
I thought of drumsticks and offbeat.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ready?
Yep.
And a 1 and a 2.
Good.
That was good. It's funny, Derek. I didn't see your comments just until now, but yeah, it's great to have you on. It's we love having everyone, but Derek, your story is just incredible in itself. So
is Derek there?
Yeah,
oh,
Derek
wow.
is here. Yes, Derek is here.
Hey.
Awesome. And it's funny because I was going through. Ben and I were having a conversation earlier today about a saxophone.
Yep.
We were on hold with some music, and it just got our minds thinking. And so I said, saxophone. Oh, I said, that reminded me of when you were singing and performing in the basement there in the Washington, D.C. in that library.
Oh, gosh, yeah, completely forgot. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Forgot about that.
Anyway, I was scrolling through some pictures, and I actually came across a picture of Derek as well. So, Derek, you're on my mind earlier. So, good to have you on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and open up the floor here. And anyone up? We got our first. We got someone here. We are bringing in. Oh, maybe not. Again, if you want to join, raise your hand. Just click the raise your hand button, and we will bring you on. I saw a hand pop up, but it disappeared. So maybe that was a mistake. If anyone has anything they want to share, actually, Philip, I'm going to resend that email to you. So I'm sorry that you did not receive it. I will resend that. We do have, Philip is also asking as far as the previous Tea and Poetry is available for your viewing. It is, I think, Dave, you posted it on your on your Stand By Me RP, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
And it is also on YouTube under the
Low Vision Shop.
The Low Vision Shop, yes, on the Low Vision Shop channel. You will find it as well. And you know what? I'll send out links to everyone where you can find all the previous sessions. Let me see here. Let's see. Thank you, Cynthia. And how are you, Jillian? I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Jillian is coming to us from Canada, and
Awesome.
It seems like Dave, you invited Jillian.
Yep.
Excellent. Jillian is here, and Jillian, if you want to join the conversation, please raise your hand.
Yeah, I'd love to say hi. Absolutely.
Yeah, we'd love to see you and say hello.
Let me give you another poem while we're kind of waiting for people to kind of get more involved. I've got a poem here from Stand By Me RP Volume 3, and it's called My Promise.
Hold on. Before you go into that, I had the honor of visiting Ben's room the other night, and I want to tell you what he has proudly.
I know.
Proudly on his bookshelf.
He sent me a picture.
You got a picture. I want to tell you, Ben Fox, B Fox here has got volume 1, 2, and 3 proudly displayed.
And
I'm totally honored.
By Dave Steele himself.
Absolutely, totally honored for that. Let me share this, and I want you guys to kind of relate to this and see what you pull out of it. Don't ever think that it's just you who struggles to be strong. By blindness, isolated, busy places don't belong. So many people doubting what you can and cannot see. Like vision, friends have slipped away as well as family. But no need to feel lonely, because there's many like you here. We share in every challenge faced, we share in every tear. We all have good and bad days, no need to be alone. When you need a friend, just stand by me or just pick up the phone. For I won't break my promise that I have made to those like you. No one should feel alone in this let me just read that line again. For I won't break my promise that I made to those like me. No one should feel alone in this, consumed by this RP. Believe me when I tell you that this poem's message true. Just know in darkest tunnel, I'll be standing next to you.
Yeah, it's, hey.
I apologize for the stumble. I'm still getting used to this kind of bright light that I've got on me, and it makes me kind of glary.
So I think we have a similar light here, and we've had to tone it down. I was ready to put on my B Fox shades.
I'm just kind of getting used to it, and it's kind of you look the wrong way, and you get like a sudden glare, and it blurs everything. So apologies for the poor reading this evening.
No, it's all good. We have Susan is giving a shout out. She says hi. So hello, Susan. What's up, Susan? And so if anyone would like to join us this afternoon, evening to be our first guest, we would love to have you. And I'm going to bring in Philip right now. Philip, I'm bringing you right in. How are you, Philip?
Hello, dear friends.
How you doing?
I am very grateful. Thank you. I want to express my gratitude to you guys. It was my first session 2 weeks ago, and it gave me so much hope. It gave me so much life, and I cannot believe it. I was just overwhelmed in a good way that every word I heard from you all, it was such a great thing that it was most needed. And unfortunately, I was dying to get into on YouTube. I tried to play with YouTube to find that session again a week later when I missed the meeting last week. I couldn't get on, so I really need help because that session 2 weeks ago, I need to listen to it every day as my dinner.
Okay.
It was such supportive, and it helped me to be able to reach out. I mean, I remember Dave when he said, you lost something, but you gain much more than what you lost.
Absolutely.
This is just, and then you made me more vulnerable to reach out to friends. And that was like in the time of isolation, it was such a valuable thing, and I started to work on it. But because of the condition we're conditioned in, how can, when I go to on YouTube, do I put the date exactly to get that session? Or
no.
I need help with that.
Yeah, the easiest way to do is if you type in the low vision shot.
You know what? I'm gonna pop the link right now.
Put the link in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop a link right in right now.
And what we'll do is we'll make sure that everyone that's on the calls in the weeks, you know, from kind of here onwards, they get automatically sent, you know, the link. But yeah, I really, really appreciate you saying that, Philip. It's things like this are kind of vital. And, you know, I get a lot from this as well because, you know, I don't ever come on here and say that I don't have bad eye days and I don't struggle, because that would be an absolute lie. And, you know, a lot of the advice that I try and give and the pointers that I try and give, I give them not only to the people that are out there watching like yourselves, but also myself. You know, I speak to myself because, you know, I've had some real big dips in my vision recently. And there's been, you know, days where I've kind of taken a step back and you know, rewatching these videos and rereading my poems kind of helps me as well. So, you know, I always want to try and make that clear that I never try and preach, because it's advice I try and take myself. And I think me and Ben have had many a conversation where we talk about how, you know, how you, Ben, have been kind of, you know, you listen to the poetry. In fact, I'm going to put you kind of on the spot now, actually. We had a conversation last week, didn't we? And I read a poem to you and it got you, didn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because it kind of, and I don't think I've read this one, and I probably will read it actually in a minute. We were talking, having a conversation about this kind of stuff, about, you know, everything that we kind of go through and the denial of certain things and those kind of stages of acceptance that we constantly go through. It's not a thing that you do your journey and then, oh, I'm done now. I've got my certificate. I'm a certified blind person and I'm good to go and everything's fine now. We kind of one step forward, two steps back, like we were talking at the beginning of this thing about how the world is now. And yeah, you know, stuff like this really, really does help, doesn't it?
It's a great, great help. And I want to tell you, I mean, I am so hungry for this that this link you just sent me, it's going to be my dessert after every dinner.
Wow.
And that is the best way I can describe it to you, friends. And
I
I'm
can't
so glad
tell
to
you,
find
Philip,
you guys.
that means the world.
For all of us, for, you know, to know that the effort that we put into this, the time that we devote to this, and your appreciation, it means the world to us. So, you know, this is a perfect example to know that the work that we're doing is meaningful and it's helping out individuals. So that's what it's all about.
Yes, Barry, I appreciate you organizing this. And I appreciate every one of you on the team because it is a lot of effort, I know.
Yeah, well, behind the scenes that most people don't see.
Well, yeah, why were you guys hiding away from me for 3 years? Where were you?
we were here. You just didn't find us. But well, saying that, we only started doing these, you know, when lockdown kind of, you know, went in and we had to resort to using you know, these webinars. I was always here with regards to my Facebook page and the same with Barry in the low vision shop and the low vision specialist in Baltimore and West Virginia and but you know, I think that has been a good thing of you know, we talk about trying to take the positives out of every challenge, this thing we just talked about tonight, and I think that is something that's been a big theme of these calls all the way through, is, you know, taking the pandemic and using social media to connect us all in a positive way, and it's great that we're kind of reaching more people as the weeks go on, because even though we're kind of trying to find our way in this new world, I think, you know, we all need these kind of connections. And I certainly, it's certainly, you know, a major highlight of my week, you know, speaking to everyone here and obviously my friends.
A message just came through from one of our viewers and listeners. Her name is Tandra. She's actually from Baltimore. You've met Tandra. And you've scored big brownie points because not only are Tandra's kids are now listening to your poetry, but they love your voice And Kendra is now a cool mother.
Awesome.
So
That's
yes,
good.
so
High
yes,
Tantra's kids out there. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Now if I can just get my boys to think that, we'll be in good shape.
Yep.
No, we're all good, all good. No, that's great. And yeah, Geraldine, good to see you out there as well. Thank you so much for sharing your feedback as well. And it was nice to speak with you earlier as well. And you know, it's I'm happy you're here.
Is Philip still there, or has he gone back?
Yes,
Phil,
I'm still here.
he's still here.
I want to share something with you, Philip, if that's okay.
Please, thank you.
Let me just find it now because it's been a while.
By the way, I just noticed that it got darker outside, and it's it's like 9:41 in the UK right now, and it gets dark pretty late.
Yeah. I think nighttime here. It's the sunset's generally about 9 o'clock here at the moment.
Yeah, it's late. Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to search for a poem. The reason why I wanted to share this was I know we were just talking about the importance of. Hang on a second. 1 second. With the importance of these things and why we started doing these calls at the beginning. Here we go. Nope, I can't find it. Excuse 1 second, I can.
No problem. While Dave is looking
Keep
for
talking.
a specific piece of poetry, anyone want to raise their hand? Please, we'll bring you on next, and we'd love to see you. And
But I have a question for you, Barry. So how
Sure.
can I find the exact date? Let's say the 2 weeks ago session, I already see the link here. Do I type the date or?
So what we'll do is we will, again, if we can email links out, maybe that's what we're going to do. Maybe we will send out a link once it's uploaded. We can do that. Yeah, I think we can do that. That's probably the easiest thing for us to do.
I've got the poetry now.
Perfect.
This one's
And-
especially for
oh,
Philip.
hey,
So
there's
when we
I
first started
see
doing
you,
these,
Philip.
when we first started doing these calls, Philip, back in, when was it, March? When we started doing these, Barry?
We started, yes.
Oh, is it
early
March
March.
this year? Is it March
I
this
think-
year?
Yes.
Oh, right. So I've been feeling bad that I've been looking for a support for the last 2 years. So
No.
I don't have to feel bad now. So that's
No.
good.
No, we started doing these
Now, we're
calls.
all together.
We are all together.
Yeah, we started doing these calls because we obviously myself and Barry and Ben, we do events face to face, and I obviously post a lot of my poetry on my Facebook pages and do videos and things like that. But as far as like interactions and these kind of live Zoom and webinar calls, it wasn't up until we went into lockdown that people started to do more of them. So it was a great way of us kind of reaching people, and Barry decided it'd be a great thing to do this weekly tea and poetry. And one of the first ones we did, we spoke about the pandemic, and we spoke about how everyone was feeling. And from everyone's kind of thoughts and emotions, I wrote a poem, and it's still kind of relevant today as it was back then. And as you've kind of missed that, Philip, I wanted to read it for you, if that's okay.
Please do, yeah. And again, I have to say, my issues, it's been exactly 3 years, and I ask my doctors, my social worker, every hospital I go to for any support group, and it was just not as supportive like yours. So I am so grateful that, I don't know how I find you guys, because I'm looking everywhere.
You
And I
found
wish-
us now, and you find us at the right time.
Yeah, and before you read that, I just want to, Philip, you just again touched on a message that it's almost like we literally hear day in, day out. And one of the reasons why Ben has moved to Baltimore is that we are both on a mission, and a tremendous mission. Of course, Dave is included as well. But there is going to be what we call a pillar that is going to be solely focused on some of the issues that Philip just mentioned and brought up.
Absolutely.
So, Philip, you are going to be in love with what we're coming out with soon.
I'm
Yeah,
already
cannot
loving that.
wait.
There is anything I can do. I extended your mission to the West Coast of the United States. There is so many places they don't know about you, and there is so many patients are really in need for your support. You do
Well,
get the medical support, but the spiritual and the social support is as important, or maybe higher needed, or more needed than the medical support.
thank you. Thank you.
Loud and clear.
Thank you.
So if there is
appreciate
anything
that.
I can do here in the East Coast, in the West Coast, I would love to do.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate that.
Stay in touch.
Yes, we need as many ambassadors as possible, and we will definitely be reaching out to you in the coming days. So thank you.
Okay, ready for this poem?
Go for it.
I am ready.
In times like these, we all can feel a little more alone. The whole world's isolating. Our anxiety has grown. A virus sweeping coast to coast that none of us can see. It's time we pull together. Though apart, let's still be we. We all can play our role in helping others who feel low. Our mental health is vital when we've got no place to go. But keeping social distance, staying home all that we can, it's saving lives. Let's stop the rise. This is the only plan. Let's use all social media. Connect this world wide web with all the things that people need till waves of sickness ebb. So let's never forget that together we will cope. I'm sending out these rhyming words, this poetry of hope. We've won our independence, we can do it now once more. Whilst living with low vision, we've been trapped behind my door. I know there's plenty out there who, like me, know how it feels when things out of our control, our independence steal. When all of this is over and the virus is no more, let people come together like they never have before. Too long we've been divided by the things that shouldn't count. Let's learn from our mistakes. Let's be kind in large amounts.
Awesome.
Wow.
That was literally put together, I would say, within the first 2 weeks of COVID, right?
Yeah, it was.
And yeah, and by the way, we have another part of the international contingency. We have Susan, who is coming to us from Italy tonight.
Hey, Susan. Uh-huh.
Yes. Susan,
Yeah.
I'm just curious, what part of Italy are you in? So let me know. I would love to know where in Italy you are located, because I have a connection to Italy.
You certainly do.
I do.
I'd love Susan to come on and say hi, actually.
Yes, it does have to do with the letter B. Yes.
Mhm.
So, Philip, great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to bring on Allison. So I'm going to send you back as a
Thanks, Philip. And come back again
Thank
next week.
you. Say hi
Thank
to
you.
Brighton. Say hi to Brighton for me. It's my favorite place.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sending you back as an attendee, but if you want to come back within a few minutes, we have time. We'll bring you back. But thank you, and we'll be reaching out to you.
Philip,
Yes.
I love your attitude in your heart, my friend.
You hear that? He loves your attitude and your heart. So,
Thank you. Thank you. That's because of you guys.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, hold on one moment. Allison, you're coming right up. Allison, oh, north. Okay, so Susan, you are northeast of Italy, an hour north of Venice. Okay, so while we are bringing Allison in, Susan, my name, as maybe you see or don't see, I spell my name B-A-R-I. My father was born in Bari, Italy, and so my parents decided that it would be appropriate to name their firstborn after where my dad was born. So there you go. That's my connection to Italy.
It's a good name.
We'll take it. How are you, Allison?
Hi, guys. I'm good. How are you?
Doing great.
Hey, Allison.
Hi. So I just wanted to come on and say I'm supporting you. I'm on the West Coast as well, and anything that I can do, let me know, because I just everything that Philip said, you guys really are doing a great job, And I think it's important getting the word out and having a conversation about all of our emotions. And it's okay, and people feel safe to talk about all the different emotions that one goes through with vision loss. It's really helpful.
Absolutely. And for me, you know, that's all I can ask from people is I just hope people will continue to kind of spread the word. We talked about it last week, where the poetry for me is a means to an end. It's a way of breaking down kind of barriers that just speaking about things sometimes face. You know, the music and poetry has this ability to heal the heart and touch the soul in ways that other things can't. And it's just a kind of unique way of doing it. So the more people like yourself and Philip and everyone else out there that can kind of talk about what I'm doing and these kind of things, the more conversations we can start and the more people we can reach.
Right. So let me know if I can help in any way, but you guys are doing a great job. It means a lot. And I just wanted to say
Whereabouts in the West Coast are you, Alison?
So I'm between Santa Barbara and San Francisco, the central.
Love Santa Barbara. Uh-huh.
That's a big distance between Santa
It is a big
Barbara
distance.
and
It's a 2-day drive.
Right on the central coast.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done the drive a couple times now. No, 3 times I've done the drive between, let's say, or I've done it, well, from LA up to San Francisco.
Yeah, me too.
It's gorgeous. I love
it.
drive.
The
San
101.
Luis Obispo.
And in fact, I did it last back in about 3 years ago. So yeah, it was really nice.
So I'd like to know where Philip, I mean, he's from the West Coast, right?
Yes, he is. In fact, we can bring him back if you want to find out where he is.
I was just curious, you know.
Yeah,
I'm not
actually,
sure.
Philip. He's in San Francisco.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's great. Awesome.
Yes, it's definitely a place that we have on the list of coming back to when I can get back out there. Literally, we had a conversation the other day, which I can now speak about. Actually, can I make the announcement now?
Please.
Barry, well, I'm sure I can.
I'm sorry, I missed that. What was the question?
Yeah, look at Barry's backtracking. I can officially make the announcement about the conversation I've been having with a certain company.
If you want to, are you?
Yeah. We're at the stage now where we can,
Okay.
with regards to. I'm going to be back out literally as soon as the travel restrictions are lifted. We have, various organizations that we're kind of speaking to at the moment. I had an amazing one the other week, because we're always trying to raise awareness. We always raise awareness to speak to people within our community. And we always talk about how important it is, as you were just saying there, Alison, to have these conversations and support people within our community who are facing different challenges, maybe at the beginning of a diagnosis, or just people that are having bad days and good days. But we've always had a big goal to try and reach people outside of our community, because we talk about how we want to break down these misconceptions that are out there, explain to people about how people don't look blind, and all this, it's not, you're completely blind or not at all, and how there's many shades. And so we're always trying to find new ways of doing that. And I actually stumbled across one literally, what was it, 3 weeks ago?
Yes.
I just quickly, I'll touch on this. I have this passion for fragrances. Since I started to lose the majority of my sight, I call it becoming more attuned to my other senses. I have developed this love for what they call niche fragrances. And it's my birthday at the end of this month, and my wife got me a bottle of this fragrance from a house called Parfums de Marly, who are a French house, but they have bases in America. And I posted a picture of this bottle onto Instagram and put in the hashtag Parfums de Marly and the name of the fragrance. And the following morning, I woke up and checked my Instagram, and I'd been followed by the managing director of the company, and he'd liked a lot of my photos about my poetry and my low vision. So I sent him a message saying how I would love to have a conversation with this guy about how a person with low vision experiences fragrance, how when you take away the sense of sight, how you kind of experience it in a different way that most people would. And since then, we've had several conversations. I'm now officially, I can announce I'm an ambassador for Parfums de Marly.
Congratulations.
And when I come back out to New York, and obviously they've got places on the West Coast as well, we're going to be doing some events out there where we blindfold people and get them to try fragrances and take away those senses and try and create more awareness about blindness and low vision outside of our community. So when Alison, you say, is there any way you can help and support us? Yes, there is. Absolutely. Spread the word and talk to as many people you can about what we do.
Yeah. And it's, I mean, again, just by Dave, the work that you're doing, we're trying to get, spread the awareness outside, in the sight loss community and also externally, because the more people that are aware of what's going on, the better it's going to be for everyone. And
it all makes up to the same thing. It's understanding, isn't it? And more education. And the more people that are educated about disability in general, not just low vision and blindness, but disability in general, the more people, or the less people will be needlessly isolated and shut themselves away when they don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I have a little bit of information I'd like to send to you, and I'll get off, but maybe I could get an email, or do I send it to Barry? Because I've created a foundation here, and I'll just share it with you. And but I'd love to help any way I can, and I am spreading the word. A friend of mine was on a couple of weeks ago and enjoyed it. He has RP as well, so keep up the good work and congratulations. Yes.
No, that's much appreciated.
Yeah.
It's, as I said, that's every day I try and find new ways to kind of make connections and reach more people. It's what I live for.
You're making a difference. It's working.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave, we love what Dave's doing, and that's why we decided to collaborate and really partner with Dave since that first phone call back in 2018.
Well, when I look at it and I look at all the different kind of connections we've got out there now, I mean, God, you guys wouldn't have met. It's bizarre, isn't it? That I'm all the way here in the UK and you two are sat there now working together, and it was kind of me that introduced you.
It was absolutely you. I kept emailing Dave saying, "Hey, Dave, can you come and speak in Arizona?" And he'd say, "Talk to Barry. Talk to Barry."
I remember that.
And the next thing I know, Dave's coming out to New Jersey.
Yep.
That was amazing. That was amazing.
So, yeah, and again, we've had Derek, thank you so much. Susan, everyone out there, sending their comments through, how everyone wants to be an ambassador and do everything they can. Trust me, in the very short period of time, I know we keep saying this, we're gonna make this announcement. We just have a few different few bumps in the road, but we are going to be coming out with a very large announcement that will encompass everything that we're talking about here and more. And we would love to, it would be a tremendous honor to have everyone be an ambassador for the work that we are doing, as I am certain that it's an important mission and it's going to go a long way. So just everyone, a little more patience and we will be able to share additional details. So it's exciting times. So yeah.
Anyone else wants to come on? I know we're kind of getting near the end of time now and stuff. It goes so quick every week.
It does. It does. I cannot believe I'm looking at it's 4:59 here on the East Coast. So Alison, thanks so much for coming on.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone else wants to come on and say a quick hello, please do it now before Dave bids us a farewell with some beautiful poetry. Okay. I'll leave you on. I'm gonna, Alison, you want me to leave you on? I'm gonna bring in one other person right now. I'm gonna bring in Derek on this. Is that okay? I'll leave you on. That's fine. Excellent.
Hey guys.
What's up, Derek?
Hey Derek, how you doing?
I know it's late. I just wanted to say hi. I missed the week before last week, but thanks again for everything, guys. I don't want to keep this thing prolonged, Dave. I want to hear your farewell poetry, but again, I just want to say thanks in person. You know, I know I can't see you every day, but again, thanks to you, thanks to Barry, and I believe Ben, the other guy, I forgot his name off. Ben, thank you too, buddy, and that's all I wanted to say, just to keep it short and simple.
Well, listen, you know, before you go, Derek, you know, I want to ask, you know, how are you guys, you know, how are you getting on? You know, what's going on? How's things with you?
It's an everyday thing, you know, like you say a lot, especially through your poetry. It's an up day, it's a down day, but, you know, you keep one foot in front of the other and you just keep going, you know. Not much more than that for me, you know. So, you know, I try not to let anything hold me down too much and just live life as it is. But, again, a lot of things to, you know, help get through, you know, especially what you guys do. It's nice to see other people that have, you know, I call it so-called disability. I don't mean no offense to anything, but I try not to let it bring me down. But it's just, you guys show a positive way in dealing with things, and it helps out, just like the other gentleman from California was saying. So it's nice. And like I said, just to keep it short and simple, I just wanted to say again, thank you guys. You guys do a lot. And I know I know everyone else watching does appreciate it. So again, thank you guys.
No, listen, the video that I was talking about earlier on in the call that's coming out in a couple of weeks that Ben and Barry have both seen today, I touch on, there's a question that I'm asked where I talk about, you know, what advice would you give to someone that's newly diagnosed? And you still come into that kind of category because of, you know, it's not been that long, it's been a few months. And I always talk about, and this is something that I have to remind myself all the time, it's about not being too hard on yourself. Those days where we struggle are the days where we get frustrated with, you know, certain things. You know, can't see something that's right in front of us, our sight affecting us in certain ways, and there's lots of different things that frustrate us. And we tend to beat ourselves up a lot on these days, and think too far into the future or get down on ourselves. And I think the biggest advice I can give is just you know, remind yourself that these feelings will pass. You know, although we still deal with a lot of the same challenges now, further down the line, you know, you get better at kind of dealing with them. If you can take a step backwards and go, you know, let's not be too hard on ourselves. I'm not going crazy here. I'm not weird for feeling the way I'm feeling. It's perfectly natural to feel frustrated, feel angry, feel sad, feel whatever you're feeling. It's, you know, it's something that we all go through, and you're not alone. And I just wanted to re-emphasize that to you, that, you know, you're not alone. I'm always here. You can reach out to me anytime.
We are all here. So
I appreciate it, guys. I really do. And like I said, you know, I was only diagnosed in October, and literally the first person I met with RP was Dave. Such a random coincidence that he was randomly in a small state in America at the time. I got out early enough to meet him there. It was like, you know,
that was not a coincidence. That was meant to be. There was a higher power there of bringing us together.
He signed it in the poetry book for me. Everything happens for a reason. I kind of stick by that now. So again, thank you guys. I really do appreciate your time. All you guys, all three of you, everybody in the community that's involved. Thank everybody. Seriously.
Yeah, appreciate that, Derek. Thank you. Thank you for coming on again. You know, great to see you.
Take care, Derek. And I just before you go, Phil wanted to come back, so I figured we'll give him a last chance as well.
Thank you so much, Derek. I'm very proud of you, man. I'm very, very proud of you. You're very strong, and in your age, and you were just diagnosed in October, and the way I see you strong, you give me so much courage right this minute. I don't know you, but thank you for the courage you give me.
Thank you. It goes both ways. It goes both ways. Thank you, guys.
Okay, brother. Thank you. Allison, how often do you come up to San Fran?
Actually, my eye specialist is up there. I'm going in September 22nd.
Hopefully it's all clear. So hopefully we can have coffee. Hopefully it's all clear by then.
Yes, we'll have to exchange our emails.
Please do, yes.
Do you go?
If you want, I can send the email introduction if you want. And,
okay.
If that's okay with you, Allison, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Barry.
My pleasure.
Thanks again, everybody.
My pleasure. Dave, take it away.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's funny, I've got a checkup actually on the 18th, which I've not had since we went into lockdown. So I'm kind of preparing for that. So it's something we all have to go through. But I'm going to leave you with this one. This one's called...
What day is your birthday? That's very important. We have to celebrate that.
It's the 21st.
21st of August?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be 45 on the 21st.
You lie. You look 25.
You can tell by the beard.
And when he shaves his beard, he looks like he's 15.
And yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I know. That
Oh,
happened
it's
at the beginning of
something
lockdown.
I experienced myself. I just had my beard this is only 2 months.
Yeah.
Look how, so when I shave it, I look much younger. So
Same here. I
he's
actually shaved mine 2
15,
days
but
ago.
I'm 18.
This is only 5 o'clock shadow for me.
Oh, really?
I'm joking. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this one. This is called Clearer Days. In the middle of the night, when all the world is fast asleep, do you lay upon your pillow, thinking thoughts you've buried deep, playing out every scenario of all that's still to come, hoping that there's useful vision with the rising of the sun? As the clock is slowly ticking, do you mourn for sight that's gone, checking back down the back of sofa for the strength to carry on? Is your body so exhausted, but your mind still runs that race? Find a route to clearer days without blind challenges to face. Well, just know you're not the only one. Sometimes I lay there too. But these days it's not so often, these long nights are seldom few. Know that time has been my healer, found a purpose to be proud, for this poetry can pierce the heart and lift this hazy shroud. When the world around me crumbles and this sight loss isolates, I write my deepest down for you, through my verse articulate, sharing everything that keeps me toss and turning through those nights. But I know now after blindness, there is still the brightest light.
Awesome. Thanks everyone for an incredible afternoon and evening. Thank you so much for giving us, being here with us, spending the time together. And again, a big thank you to Dave for all the incredible work that you are doing. And we look forward to seeing everyone next week, same time, same place. And I'll send those introductions out and also let everyone know when the video is live. So wishing everyone good health, and we look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.
Your poem, Dave. That was a good one.
We'll
Good
speak to you
night,
shortly.
everybody. Be safe.
Take care, guys. See you next week.
Cynthia. Be well. Take care, everyone.